This mini video demonstrates how to use a template to create a photo ornament, three-dimensional photo ornament. In our Google Classroom, there are several links that you can use to help you with this. The first thing that you'll need is the photo pentagon template. So I'm going to click on that. Actually, let's go back there. I want to right click on it and say open link in new tab. When I open the link in the new tab, it gives me the option to download this. So I'm going to click download. And now I have my downloaded file here. Now you need to go to your computer and copy that downloaded file into the folder with your name on it on your computer. So I'm going to put it into my passport drive and the folder that has my name, and I'm actually going to put it with my pics, and I will take this file, the downloaded file here, and I'll drag that downloaded file into this folder so that I have a copy of it. Now that I have a copy of the file, I can double click to open the file in Photoshop. When I open the file in Photoshop, it's going to look like this. I have two layers. I have a background layer, and I have the layer that has these shapes on it, these pentagon shapes. Those are going to be my guides for the pictures that I want to put onto my ornament. So now I'm ready to open a picture that I would like to put on there. So I'll go to File and Open, and I'll go to a part where there might be a picture that I'd like to put. Take this one. Okay, this is a kind of a big file, so I'm going to go to Image, Image Size. I'm going to make my resolution 80. I'm going to make my height about 5 inches. That's still bigger than I need, and I'm going to say OK. Now I'm going to say Select All, Edit, Copy, and then I'm going to go to my photo pentagons and say Edit, Paste. So again, it's still large. I'm going to say Edit, Transform, Scale. And then I'm going to drag the corners until it looks like it would fit in one of my pentagons. That's pretty close. When I think it's about the right size, to make these handles at the edges disappear, I'm going to double click inside the picture. Now, every time you paste something in Photoshop, you get a new layer. So I'm going to name the layer Dog 1. And this layer with the pentagons, I'll name that Pentagons. And I want to put my pentagons layer on top. So I'll literally hold my mouse down on that layer and drag it to the top. Now that line is on top of the picture. I can zoom in by pressing Control and plus. Scroll over. If I want to move that picture, I have to go back to my Dog 1 layer and my move arrow, and I can move and adjust this around. It looks about right there, but now I have some spaces inside the pentagon that would print out white, and I also have some things outside here. I'm going to take my eraser and make it a little smaller using the bracket key. I'll erase the outside pieces and decide what color I want the edges to be. I'm going to take my eyedropper and I'll choose one of the dark areas of the dog fur. And that will put the color down here. Now I'll take my paintbrush, and again I'll make it smaller using the bracket key that's next to the letter P. And I'll go ahead and paint in the edges here. A little smaller still. I don't want to overlap my dog picture much, maybe just a little bit. So I don't want any white spaces there. Alright, and now again I still have some on the outside, so I'll take my eraser and I'll clean that up. So there is one side of my ornament ready to go. Now I'm ready to move over a little bit and work on the next part. I want to put another picture here, so I'll say File, Open, and I'll choose a different picture here. Choose this one. Alright, again the picture is big, so I'll go to Image, Image Size, change my resolution to 80, change my height to about 5, select all. I could say Control A, select all, edit copy. I could say Control C, then go back to my pentagons, edit paste. Again, it's big, so edit, transform, scale, and drag in the corners till it looks about right. And that looks about right. And I'll zoom in with Control Plus. I'll use my eraser to clean up the edges. Oops, too much there. Smaller. Okay, and I will. Now, this pentagon is upside down, so I will want my picture to also be upside down. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. Alright, now I'm going to move this a little bit, and I can see that I cleaned up the wrong corners, but that's okay. I'll take my eraser again, clean up these edges, and once again I have white space around the edges here. I'm going to take my eyedropper, and I'll choose this brown color. Notice that my color down here changed to brown. Take my paintbrush, paint in my edges here. And last stage, clean up the edges again. Now I've been working on this layer that I didn't name. I want to name it just so that I don't get them mixed up. So I'll click on there, and when I get that box, I'll rename it Dog 2. Okay, so now I'm ready to add another picture. File, Open. Choose a different dog picture here. Maybe the one with the whole dog. Again, Image, Image Size. Change this to 80. Change my width this time to 5. Okay. Select all. Edit copy. Go back to my pentagons. Edit paste. Make this a little smaller. Edit transform scale until it's about the right size to fit in there. Again, let's name this dog 3. Sometimes it takes a couple, there we go. Takes a couple clicks. Right, go in and clean that up the same way that I did the others. I'll choose the paint first. Let's do the eyedropper. I think I'll choose this light color and paintbrush. That may be a little too light. Let's try a different one. Let's try the darker tone here. Okay. You don't have to necessarily have the same color all the way around. It's up to you, whatever seems to look appropriate. You can jump back and forth between different colors. Alright, that looks pretty good. I would take my eraser and clean this up. Again. Notice that whatever I do is only affecting this layer. I can take my eraser right over this other layer and it won't affect it at all. It only affects the layer that I'm actually working on. Alright, at this point I would want to fill in all the rest, but I have a lot of images open here. Let's go back and close these. I'm going to close it and it's going to ask, do I want to save the changes? I'm going to say no, because I don't really want the picture to stay that small. So I'm going to click the X to close it and don't save the changes. Click the X to close it, don't save the changes. Alright, and I would continue this process until I have all of these pictures filled in. Then ask for help to print out your page, and then you would cut these out and they would be ready to paste onto the sides of your ornament. That concludes this demo.